Namaste, namaste, and good evening for this wonderful Friday evening yoga class. And it's such a gift to do evening yoga, helps us wind down from our day and helps our bodies to sleep well at night because we get a release of tension at the end of the day. So let's begin by sitting on our seats. You can sit a little bit further back in your seat if you want to, or towards the edge of your seat if you want to begin to lift yourself tall. Resting your hands wherever feels comfortable for you, closing your eyes or gazing gently downward, whichever you prefer. Here we're just taking a moment to bring our body to a little stillness and steadiness, to step away from the rest of our day, step into our yoga space. As you do that, notice if you can already feel a releasing of tension, often just by switching our minds from our other tasks to yoga tasks. Our breathing changes, the shoulders begin to soften, the face begins to soften. Maybe a sense of lightness through the body. Notice how you're feeling. Notice any sensations that are prominent. You don't have to know why or find a cause, just observing. And then turning your awareness to your breath. Notice the breath that you're breathing right now. And then when you're ready, you can gently deepen your breath at the end of your exhalation, just engaging across the navel to exhale more fully. And then breathing deeply into the ribs, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, deeply, completely, and just helping with those tummy muscles. Breathing into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. And breathing out slowly, deeply, completely. Continue in this way, making your breath really three-dimensional, trying to find all of the space that you can breathe into. And just gently slowing and extending your exhaled breath. This deep breathing prepares us for our yoga practice, helping us to tune into more than just the sensations of the body. At the end of your next exhalation, drawing your chin towards your chest, feeling that gentle lengthening. And without forcing the chin towards the chest, just allowing gravity to take it where it naturally falls. And then rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder and the chin back towards the chest and the left ear towards the left shoulder and chin to chest. Going from side to side. And just feeling the movements of the neck, connecting that into the shoulders, the chest, the back, the jaw, the sides of the head, the throat. And if you want to, you can make circles with your head, but only if that feels good. If it doesn't, then there's no need. You might try an alternative movement with your neck if you prefer. If you're rotating, going in the opposite direction, going as slowly or Not too swiftly, but if you feel inclined to move more quickly, that's okay too. Observe whether it's a quicker or slower movement than you're used to. When you're ready, you can bring your head back to the center, maybe opening your eyes if they've been closed, freeing the arms to hold down by the sides and just gently rolling through the shoulders. Beginning to waken up a little bit more movement into the top of the body. We're going to roll in the opposite direction as well. And then bringing the hands together, we're going to interlace the fingers, but keep the elbows quite close to the sides of the body, and then make figure of eights with the wrists. And this you can do really slowly if you want to, or you can do it faster if you prefer. And notice where you feel good sensations, where you feel releasing, or where you perhaps have a little tightness or even a little arthritic pain, going in the opposite direction as well. When we're working with possibly wear and tear, in my case, a bit of wear and tear, or possibly some arthritic discomfort or inflammation in the joints, and just trying not to push through it. Don't force anything. And if it feels like you could make a softer movement with less discomfort, then go for that. Then when you're ready, you can just release the hands, but just do a little wiggling of the fingers, sort of tightening the fingers into fists and then opening them out, giving them a little sparkle with the fingers, and then shaking out the wrists. And we're going to come up to standing. So taking your chair to one side and making a little space around you so that you can hold the arms wide from the body. We're actually going to start with our cactus arms, feet wide, toes pointing forwards, and little softness in the knees. And then just trying to keep the head in the center, moving the shoulders around or the chest around. So the elbows and arms are rotating around the central line of the body. You might feel a little into your feet, a little press, push me, pull you effect on the feet. You don't have to keep your hips rigidly still, but we're trying to make the movement with the upper part of the torso as much as possible. And just feeling how it feels. So maybe with a little lift in the abdominal muscles, you can feel the sides of the body here as you rotate, as they resist and lengthen, resist and lengthen. Very good. And then we're going to free the feet and the head to move with our movement. And if you want to, you can add a little soft bounce in the knees, just a little catch of the heels on the floor. And we're going to reach the arms across the body. So draw the opposite elbow back as you reach the arms across the body. A little firmness in the belly muscles just to hold our center in secure space. And just feeling perhaps a little more action behind the shoulder blade, working a little bit more. We're going to reach the arms up and pull the elbow that's bending down. So diagonally across the body, reaching up and lengthening away from the toe that lifts its heel, the toe that points away from the movement. And then let's come back to the center. A little reaching across, pulling the elbow directly behind. You feel that openness across the chest, the engagement in that space behind the shoulder. And then reaching down. And as you reach down, pulling the opposite elbow up. Maybe a little forward bending as we do this, side to side. We'll do 2 more to each side. And then coming back to the center, just relaxing the arms, trying not to hit your chair as I've just done, and letting the shoulders really relax, the arms soften, a little wrapping of the body. You don't need to have your bounce anymore, but if you like it, if you enjoy having it, you can. And just let some of that effort from the shoulders, from perhaps the neck or the chest, release as the arms relax. And then you can bring your feet to steadiness and just allow the body to lose its momentum a little at a time until you're back to standing steady in the center. Great job, guys. Okay, so here we're also going to just roll the shoulders a little, because when we do big effort work like that, we just want to make sure that we release afterwards. So a couple of rolls forwards and backwards, that's all we need. And just making sure that there's no tension in the neck, maybe gently waving the nose from side to side. Aces. Okay, so with hands onto the hips, and we're going to wiggle our hips around. So you can start with the whole body moving, or you can start with the hips moving pretty much on their own. Whichever you prefer, we're going to do both anyway. So I seem to have started with my whole body moving, so I'm going to go with it. Follow the intuition. So circling here, a little bit of effort in the tummy muscles, perhaps even the pelvic floor lifting a touch, and you'll feel as your hips come forward, the buttocks engage and you feel in the heels. Let's go in the opposite direction as well. And we're not trying to do anything that is particularly spectacular in terms of a movement. We're trying to make something nice and nurturing for the hips, for the bottom of the back. Goodness, I hope you didn't hear that laughing. That's Poppy through in the kitchen, obviously doing something very hilarious. Okay, so let's do it now with the body more still. So keeping the chest and the feet quite still and just moving around in the center. A little bit more of a lift of the hips to either side as you wiggle around in the center. And we'll go in the opposite direction as well. So if you did that variation first time, of course, you can do the opposite variation. And then coming back to center. Excellent. So here we're going to do a little bit more vigorous arm movements. So starting with our left arm, nice soft left elbow, and drawing bigger circles with that left arm. Again, a touch of engagement across the belly muscles really helps here. And if you want to, you can allow the rest of your body to respond to the movement of the arm, moving with it, following its flow, including the neck. Very good. We'll do one more in this direction. And then we'll go the opposite way as well. So just starting perhaps just with the arm to start, or if you feel drawn into it, you can go straight into moving the rest of the body as well. Touch of firmness just to support in the center. You might find a touch of firmness across the buttocks also helps here. We'll do one more in this direction. And release this arm down. Feel the difference between the two sides. We're beginning to warm up, hopefully, Christine. So soft in the opposite elbow and starting with just circling that arm. And when you're ready, you can allow the rest of the body to respond to that movement. Turning the head if you feel so inclined. Keeping a little bit of contact with those tummy muscles, perhaps with the buttocks as well. One more in this direction. And then we're just going to reverse that motion, perhaps isolating the movement to the arm itself to begin with, before you are drawn into that movement as much as you want to be. And we'll do one more in this direction. And release the arms down to the side. Give the shoulders another little shrug if they need it. We're going to bring the hands together, interlace the fingers again, and just as we did on Wednesday, we're going to lift one elbow and then wave through the arms to get to the other elbow. So a little wave, a little ripple, using one elbow moving up first and that ripple going through the hands. And then if you can, reverse the motion, lifting from the elbow on the other side to wiggle. One more. Very good. Releasing the hands. Let's reach the arms wide and do the same thing with our long arms as well. So starting from one side, just allow the ripple to come through the body to the other side. Just a little, I don't know, a Mexican wave. What did they call it? I think it was called the shock wave, wasn't it? When it was the break dancing. I don't remember. Let's go the other way as well. That's the hard one. When we naturally are more coordinated in one direction than the other. Lovely. One more. And relaxing the arms down. Just give them a little bit of a shrug, a shake, whatever feels good. Okay, so we are going to do some hip work today before we get to sitting. So for anyone who wants to sit down to do the hip work, you absolutely can. You guys know the variation of sitting and using one knee to make hip circles, but we're going to leave both feet on the floor for our hip work just now. So standing with your chair on whichever side, it doesn't matter, but the leg close to the chair is the one that you'll stand on, and the opposite foot we're going to point ahead of us. You can use your arm on the chair and your hip for support if you would like to. And we're drawing a circle around the body with the foot that's furthest away from the chair and then back again. So just circling around the body and back. And see if you can circle as far as possible, crossing the legs in front and behind if you feel that that's within the range of movement that you're working with. Just doing a little bit. Little firmness in the belly. Feel that buttock working on that moving leg and the standing leg as well. Try not to lock your standing leg straight. But do just one more. And then finish, foot out to the side and then sliding the feet together. Okay, so here we're going to bend both knees, do a little bouncing on those knees and then lengthen the legs, and we'll hop around to the opposite side. So let me kick this out of the way. Lovely. So standing with your chair on the other side, or you can reverse. You don't need to be standing looking at the screen if you don't want. You can just simply turn around. So standing leg nice and strong, a little softness in the knee, reaching the opposite foot forward and just making nice big circles around the floor and around the body, sorry. Crossing the legs if possible in front and behind. If that feels comfortable, you don't need to do such a big range of movement. Try to feel like both buttocks are active, both sides of the body are active. Very good. We'll do two more because I talked a lot on the other side. No good at all. And then when you're ready to finish, just coming from out to the side, back to the center, a little bend and stretch of the knees. And we're going to do a little forward fold with our chairs, a downward dog. So a chair dog, hands onto the seats, moving the feet away from you, bending the knees deeply, letting your tailbone come out behind you to really lengthen that space at the bottom of the back, lifting the belly. And if you want to, you can pad through your legs, so you can extend one leg and bend the opposite knee if that feels comfortable, or you might prefer to keep both knees bent and just sway your hips from side to side. Whichever of these feels good to you. And then we're going to come to look to the center, to look at the chair, walk towards the seat, come upright, adjust your clothing if you need to. I seem to be losing my trousers today. And take a moment just in case you're dizzy. Brilliant. And we're going to finish our standing work with some back bending. So here, reaching your hands in front of you, you're going to bend the knees. Feet can be any distance apart that feels good to you. Bend the knees a little, and we're going to inhale in this position. And then as you exhale, reach the fingers away from you. Tuck your tailbone under, chin towards your chest. And as you inhale, draw your elbows back. If you want to, take the arms right back and turn the palms upwards. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, reaching the fingertips away from you, chin to chest. Inhaling, you can tuck your tailbone out a little bit, lifting through the chest, turning the palms upwards. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling. Let's do just one more. Exhaling and inhaling. And then just gently turn the hands down, float the arms to the sides, roll anything that needs a roll, and come to sitting on your seat. Excellent stuff. So as we come to sitting on our seats, we're going to take the feet nice and wide apart. Whatever width works for you, it doesn't make any odds to me. And we've been working recently with a series of side bending and then a twist and fold. So we're going to do that again tonight. So let's start with the left hand working. The right hand can rest either on your leg or to your chair seat to the side. And if you want to give yourself a bit more space, you can slide yourself a little bit to the left so you've got more of a grip at the right side of your body, if that works for you on your seat at home. Sit as tall as feels comfortable, feel the belly muscles engage, press the feet into the floor, particularly the heels. And then we're breathing in and up as we reach the left hand up. We're going to breathe out as we come over to the right side. Use the right arm for support. Breathe in back to the center, reaching the left arm wide, and breathing out, draw the left elbow towards the left knee in that general direction. Breathe in back to the center, breathing out and over. Breathe in, arm back to the center, and breathing out as you elbow to knee, twist and fold. Breathing in, back to center. Breathing out, over to the right. Firm in the left foot, breathing in, back to center. Breathing out, twist and fold. Let's do two more. Breathing in. Breathing out, firm in the belly. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out as you side bend. Breathing in. Breathing out as you twist and fold. Breathing in back to the center. Just turn the left hand and then float that hand to your side, rolling your shoulders if it feels comfortable, or if you've got something to release, and observing the difference between the two sides of the body. I'm going to shift myself to the other side of my seat. If you're making a little bit of extra room to your left for doing the right arm, then you can do that too. So resting your left hand wherever is comfortable, a little lift in the center of the body, reaching your right arm out to the side, breathing in as you reach up, breathing out as we reach over to the left side. Breathe in back to the center, very firm in the belly, breathing out, twist and fold, right elbow to left knee. Breathing into center, breathing out and over. Breathing into center, breathing out, twist and fold. We'll do three more. Breathing in, breathing out, up and over. Breathing in, breathing out, elbow towards knee, twist and fold. Breathing in, breathing out, pressing into the feet, firming the belly. Breathing in, breathing out, twist and fold. One more. Breathing in, breathing out as you side bend. Breathing in, breathing out, elbow towards knee. Breathe in back to the center, turn the palm down, float the hand to the side, just rolling the shoulders, letting the breath be whatever it wants to be. We're going to bring our feet towards each other. So you don't have to have the knees touching or the feet touching, but if you do, then that's fine. And we're going to do a little twist, to each side. So reaching the arms nice and wide, take the left arm to the right thigh and the right arm behind you. Roll the shoulder blades down the back to lengthen through the back of the neck. Lift in the belly and then use the arms to move into that twist to the right side. Soft shoulders. So the shoulders are away from the ears. We have a tendency to hunch them up when we're feeling tension. See if you can soften them down, relax your face, and breathe deep breaths. And then to release out, turn to the front with only your head, then release the arms, unwind the spine a little to the opposite side, and back to the center. Very good. Same thing on the other side, starting from the center position, lifting tall, reaching the arms wide. Take the right hand to the left leg and the left hand behind. Roll the shoulder blades down, lift through the back of the neck and the center crown of the head. And then when you're ready, drawing the belly muscles in, turning to round towards the left, softening the shoulders, softening the tension from the face, trying to find the softness in the breath as well. And then when you're ready, turning to the front with just the head, releasing the hands, unwinding the spine, turning a little to the opposite side and back to the center. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so we're going to do a little seated flow of several movements together. And so for this one, we're going to allow the right foot to come out to the right and the left knee to point downwards. Now I've got my left toes tucked under, but if you prefer, you could rest the top of the foot to the floor if you wanted to. I feel that toes tucked under is a little bit stronger. And for today, we want to keep that left knee really straight down from the left hip if possible, not too much further back. Further forward is okay if that suits your hips better. Try to feel that you're sitting securely. If you want to sit a little bit further back on your seat, so more of your right thigh is supported by the seat itself, you can absolutely do that too. So just watching for now, we're in this lovely base position. We're going to begin by taking the arms wide. Now I can't widen my right arm to the right very much because the chair is in the way, but if you're able to, you can. And so we'll start with our sort of cactus arms and we're going to twist to the right. So the important thing here is to take the left elbow towards the right thigh. We're not worried about twisting forward. This time we're upright twisting. So that's our first movement, is a twist in that direction. And then we're going to come back to the center, reach the left hand to the chair seat behind you and reach your right arm up. So a gentle back bend in this position. Lovely job. And then we'll come back to the center. We're going to leave the right hand on the right thigh, reach the left arm up and go over to the side, bending towards the chair back. And then come back to the center and fold forward on your front leg. So just reaching yourself slightly forward. At this point, if you wanted to, you can slide your back leg behind you and straighten that leg. Not all the way straight, but just a little, and then back to the center. So we're going to do these 4 actions, one after the other. You can go between them as quickly as you like, but more slow and steady work is what we're really looking for. So we'll do maybe three sets of these. Okay, so starting, firming in the belly, firming in the feet, drawing the arms wide, cactus arms, inhaling here, and as you exhale, twisting the left elbow towards the right knee, so you look towards the back of your chair, inhaling back to center, Exhaling your left hand down to the chair seat behind you. Inhaling, reaching the right arm up as you look up or look forward is fine. And exhaling the right hand down to your right thigh. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, bend over towards your chair seat. Inhaling back to the center. And then left hand comes down to the right thigh as you exhale forward. Press into that front foot. And if you want to, you can inhale, extending the back leg behind you a little, and then exhale back to the center. Now, if your breath moves differently, that's okay. Let's try 2 more rounds. Inhaling, taking the elbows wide. Exhaling, twisting left elbow towards right knee or right thigh. Inhaling back to the center and exhaling, reaching the left hand down. Inhale the right arm up, opening your chest. Exhaling, right hand down to the right thigh. Inhaling, left arm up. Exhaling as you side bend over towards the chair back. Inhaling back to the center, release the left hand, exhaling forward. And if you want to, inhale, releasing your, sliding your back leg backwards, and then exhaling back to the center, bending that knee. Okay, so this time, if you want to, you can hold or explore any of the postures. So taking your time to move between the postures, moving into your twist first. And then when you're ready, you can release your left hand down. If you want to spend more time in any particular pose, you can. And just trying to move gently through, maybe taking the right hand down, the left. Oh no, sorry, we're doing a side bend, aren't we? Bending over towards the chair back first. Says she who comes up with a flow, can't even remember it myself. There we are. Ending in a forward lunge and coming back to the center. And then from here, we're going to slide the left leg forward, and just bring ourselves round to the front of our seat for a little forward bend. So make sure that you're settled back into your chair seat a little. You're going to breathe in, take the arms up. As you breathe out, bring the hands down through the center of the body, hands onto the thighs, slide the hands all the way down as you fold forward. Just taking a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and then sliding your hands up to your knees or the tops of the bottom of your thighs, if that makes sense. Press yourself up to almost halfway. And then a little gentle shimmer from side to side or a sway of the upper body. Firm in the belly here. And then when you're ready, you can come to the center and just press yourself back up to sitting. Smashing stuff. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So changing your rotation. So your left thigh is out to the left, the right thigh directly down from the hip, slightly in forward, slightly in front, slightly behind is okay. And we're going to start by feeling that lift in the center of the body, reaching our arms out into cactus arms. So we'll do 3 times through with our movements. So the first movement is a twist, taking the right elbow or the right side of the chest towards the chair back and returning to center. And then reaching the right hand down behind you, reach the left arm up, open your chest, press into that arm behind you as well, and come back to center. Reach the left hand down, the right arm up. We're doing a side bend, reaching over towards the chair back and back to the center. And then both hands are on the front thigh. We can lean slightly forward and slide our back leg slightly back if that makes sense for ourselves, and back to the center. Let's coordinate with our breath this time. So breathing in as the elbows come wide, breathing out as we twist, breathing in to the center, breathe out, release the right hand down behind you. Breathe in, reach the left hand up, opening your chest. Breathing out, take the left hand down to your right thigh, and breathing in as you lift your right arm up, Breathing out over into your side bend. Breathing in back to the center. Breathing out, both hands down and leaning slightly forward. If you want to, you can breathe in and stretch that right leg back a little bit. And then breathe out, coming to sitting upright again. One more time through, breathing in with the elbows wide. Breathing out as you twist. Breathe in back to the center. Breathe out, release the right hand down behind you. Breathe in, reach the left arm up, open the chest. Breathing out, left hand down to thigh, right arm up as you breathe in. Breathing out, side bending over to the chair back. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, breathing out. I've lost my breath. Folding forward over the front leg. And if you want to, extending the back leg a little way away from you. Coming back to the center and just relaxing here. We're going to bring the right leg forward and then make our little twist back to the center here. And here we're going to do a back bend first. So the knees can be a little bit wider than together, if that suits you for a back bend. We're going to bring the hands to the center of the chest first, and then reach the arms around behind us to hold onto our chair back or chair seat if you prefer. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, open the chest as you look forward and just relax yourself away from the seat. So you might start here, but you draw the shoulder blades together to open the chest a little further. Little lift in the belly muscles. And then gently bringing yourself back to the center, she says. And then we're going to do our forward bending again. So feet nice and wide. This time we're going to start the opposite way. So we're going to place the hands on the knees or the thighs, lean slightly forward, elbows bent, roll the shoulder blades down the back, and do a little shimmer of the upper body from side to side. Just finding that place where it feels useful, nice, wriggly in the back to give us a bit of space. And then when you're ready in the center, you can fold a little deeper if you'd like to, but you don't have to. You slide the hands down the legs if you want to. If you get further down and you want to, you can hold elbow to elbow or wrist to wrist to provide a little bit of extra traction on the low back, which can be useful. And then taking a deep breath in, a deep breath out. We'll release the hands back to the legs, slide them up to the knees. Just tuck your chin towards your chest as you lift belly muscles and arms back to center. Brilliant stuff, guys. Okay, so let's do a little gentle side bending to finish as well. So if you're happy with your knees apart and your toes turning outwards, that's great. If you want them a little closer together, that's fine too. And we're going to reach our arms wide, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and gently reach the left arm across the body as the right arm goes up and over and comes back to the center. And then the other side, reaching the opposite way. Arm across the body, top arm up and over. So really firm in the belly as you do this. Press into your feet as well. So active legs. We're not just sitting, we're active in the legs. Good job. We're never just sitting in this class, that's for sure. Super. So we're just going to go to the right here, and then we'll do one more to each side. Very good. Lovely. It feels very coordinated, like a synchronized swimming group. Coming back to the center, turning the palms, floating the arms down to the sides, rolling the shoulders if they need to roll, and just wiggling our feet back towards each other as well. So I'd like to finish, although I'd like to stay sitting down, I'd like to finish with a downward facing dog because it's a really nice way to release after sitting as well. So let's come up to our downward facing dog. Come up to standing, Reaching the hands for the back of the chair, walking your feet away from you, a little softness in the knees, and sticking your tailbone out behind you. Lifting in the belly muscles, pressing down into the hands as well. And for anyone who wants to here, they can either, I'll give you options. You can keep the knees nice and soft and wiggle the hips from side to side. Or if you prefer, you can take your weight onto one foot and slide the other foot back behind you. And if that feels okay and you're perfectly happy there, you can lift and lower that back leg 3 times. So see if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't, that's fine. Sliding that foot underneath the body, taking the weight in the hands and the opposite leg as you slide the foot back. You don't have to do this variation, remember. If you want to, you can. Little firmness in the belly, firmness in the buttocks as you lift and lower, and then slide your feet back in. Everybody with bent knees, wiggling the hips from side to side, or padding through the backs of the legs. And then pressing into the hands to look forward, walk your feet forward. And here at the top of our standing pose, we're going to leave the right hand on the chair, reach the left arm up, and then reach it behind us and back to the chair. And the same thing on the right side. On the opposite side, reaching up and back behind us. Let's do one more to each side, reaching left arm up and back and down. Little firmness in the belly, and reaching right arm up and back and down. Very good. Excellent stuff. So, ladies, it may not be just ladies on the video, but it's definitely just ladies in person. It is time for relaxation. So if you would like to put on something warm, then you can. Nice. Something cozy, and perhaps taking a blanket for some additional cozy warmth as well. And if you are using a blanket, you can wrap it around you before you sit down. Oh, I've just freed a spider. I do like spiders, so that's just fine. And then coming to sit in your seat, but sitting back in your seat. So allowing the body to rest against the chair back. You don't have to lose all of the wonderful things we've been doing for posture through the class. You don't have to immediately slump, but perhaps allowing the chair to support your uprightness so that you can relax some of those muscles that have been doing the supporting through the class. Wonderful stuff. So we're going to do a little alternate nostril breathing to guide us into relaxation. So this one we will do with just our hands. So open palms are open nostrils, closed hands are closed nostrils. I know that you're familiar. Resting your open hands on your lap, closing your eyes, just allowing your body a few moments to settle here, observing the effect of your practice, absorbing the information that you've given to your muscular system, your central nervous system, your breath. And then with your focus on your breath, perhaps gently deepening the breath, just as you did at the beginning of the class. As you exhale, firming that space over the navel, just to ease a little bit more air out of the lungs. And then breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the chest, the back. And exhaling a little more fully, slowly engaging across the navel to empty completely. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. And breathing out slowly, deeply, completely emptying. One more deep breath in like that. And as you exhale, close your right palm and focus on exhaling through the left nostril. Inhale through your left. Close the left hand, open the right, and exhale through your right nostril. Breathing in on the right side. Close the right hand, open the left, breathe out on the left side. Breathing in on the left. Close the left hand, open the right hand, breathing out on the right. Breathe in right. Close the right hand, open the left hand, breathe out on the left side. Breathe in left, 2, 3. Close, breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3. Close, breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3. Close, breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3. Close, breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3. Close, breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3. Close, breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left, 2, 3. Close, breathe out right, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right, 2, 3. Close, breathe out left, 2, 3, 4. And relax both hands. Perhaps even turning your palms downwards. Allow your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Observe the effect of your practice. Soften the features of your face. Allow the area between the eyebrows to spread. The area around the eyes to relax. The mouth, tongue, and jaw to release. Allow the whole body to feel heavy, warm, supported, and releasing down, releasing back. Feel the touch of air on your face. The warmth of your clothes or your blanket against you. The sensation of the hands in the lap, resting on the legs. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Allow it to find its way naturally to a longer, deeper breath. And allow your body and your mind to relax a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles. When you feel ready, you can take a deep breath in and stretch the body in any way that feels good. Maybe yawning to stretch the face as well. Oh. And when you're ready, you can bring the palms together, rubbing the hands. We can spend some time building up the heat. We don't need to do it all at once. So you don't need to rub super vigorously, but if you want to, you can press quite firmly, rub quite fast. If you want to do a slow burn, I feel inclined to do that today, and just spend a little longer rubbing the hands to build up that friction and that beginnings of warmth, or in my case, quite a lot of warmth. When the hands feel warm, placing the hands over the eyes. Feel that warmth soften and release the area around the eyes. Blink into your palms a few times. Release your hands down as you open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this wet and wild Friday evening. I hope you enjoyed your practice and have a great weekend. Namaste.